Time to throw another shrimp on the bobby, as Lloyd might say. The Atlanta Falcons fly east, not usually a direction they fly, to play the Jacksonville Jaguars of London, who may want to get some tackling tips from the Harlequins this week.
It's still going! Back! He's gonna go all the way in!
That's a rugby team for all you Americans. There were a lot of shocking outcomes last week. Jacksonville losing to Houston at home ranks right up there.
Lawrence, who improved his accuracy from his rookie year to his second year, in disbelief. This game is getting away from the Jags.
Falcons also lost in week 3, not as shocking. What was their inability to run the ball effectively. Jacksonville defense. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can stop the Falcons from toking it well, you can stop their offense from burning bright. Green Bay held them to a Ron measly 2.2 a carry. Falcons offense only mustered 6 points.
Crack toss for Robinson and an excellent defensive play.
Bijan Robinson held to 3.3 a run last week. He looked unstoppable in weeks 1 and 2. Seems vital to their O-face that he gets loose early this week.
You saw the quickness, the ability to cut, and then the one thing you don't expect, the power, the shoulder down, same foot, and get yourself some extra yards.
Atlanta running back Tyler Algier looms as well. He hasn't done much the last 2 games. Jacksonville against the run, not bad, not great. Struggled versus Isaiah Pacheco in week 3, gave up 4.6 to Devin Singletary week 4.
Singletary gets the first down, getting the work. Inside the 25, it'll be a first down as the Texans work the clock.
Jacksonville has good inside linebackers, though. They should be able to make it tough on Robinson, and they held Houston to 3.3 per run, held their lead back, Dameon Pierce, to 2.2.
He gets the football, and there's just nowhere to go. He's going to lose yardage. Excellent defense.
The big X-factor matchup, Atlanta's passing attack versus Jacksonville's passing defense. Desmond Ridder, sub-80 rating the last 2 weeks, just 5.3 yards per attempt in week 3.
He's got a deep man in Hodge, and he cannot hold on. It's Melifonwu.
Neither of his primary targets did much in week 3. Tight end Kyle Pitts, 41 yards. Drake London, their big pass-catching threat, he should go off this week, right? Only 31 yards last week. They didn't have much time to complete routes, another big key to this matchup. How well acquainted is Ridder with London grass, I wonder? Jacksonville can severely hinder Atlanta's passing attack with a good pass rush. Hard to do much through the air when you're sacked 7 times like Ridder was last week.
Deep drop, looking for deep routes, and time runs out.
Getting home to see mom, though, was a problem for Jacksonville in week 3. Didn't sack C.J. Stroud once. They weren't even up against left tackle Laramie Tunsil either.
Stroud to throw the blitzes on. He floats one wide open, and there he goes. Tank down, all the way in.
Jacksonville has the potential, though. Outside linebackers Trayvon Walker, 2 TFLs in week 3. Josh Allen, 2 QB hits. He had 3 sacks week 1.
Tackled from behind, down at the 25-yard line. Josh Allen chased him down.
Lack of heat last week is why the Jags secondary comes in cold. Gave up 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, over 9 yards per attempt, a rating close to 120 to rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud. Cornerback Darius Williams gave up close to 100 yards and a touchdown. The team gave up over 140 yards to wide receiver Tank Dell.
Floating one deep and running underneath. Tank Dell! He makes the catch!
2 tanks in 1 game last week, by the way. That has to be a first. Jacksonville didn't handle Patrick Mahomes great the week before either, for what it's worth. And the Jags have now watched their offense look subpar back-to-back weeks.
Lawrence from the pocket. Off hands and incomplete.
Trevor Lawrence could use a little English tea, maybe. Back-to-back sub-90 rate games, back-to-back losses.
Sometimes quarterbacks, they get that snap, they see where they want to go with the football, get a little bit sloppy with the mechanics.
Lawrence has not started the year as expected. He needs better protection this week if he hopes to get back on track. He took 6 sacks total in weeks 1 and 2, none in week 3, but faced a whopping 40% pressure rate.
Lawrence, can he run for the first? No.
Also saw his starting right tackle leave hurt. Have to see what the deal is with Anton Harrison ahead of this game. Makes it another X-factor matchup because Atlanta didn't sack Jared Goff once, but they did pressure him over 40% of the time.
As Dupree goes straight up bull rush on Sewell.
Lawrence needs time, and ideally all his options, if they're all present, Should be noted last year, Lawrence never had a 3-game stretch with a rating below 90.
Pass is caught by Calvin Ridley. He's got a first down, and he's thrown down at the 32-yard line.
Jags pass catchers. Will wide receiver Zay Jones play? He was out last week. Wide receiver Christian Kirk, 100-plus yards in Week 2. He scored in Week 3.
Wide open, and that's a Jacksonville touchdown. Christian Kirk.
Wide receiver Calvin Ridley, 40 yards last week, 7 targets, only 3 catches. Quiet back-to-back weeks.
And he can do a lot of damage on these comeback routes because defenders are playing off of him because of the threat.
The most consistent producer, tight end Evan Ingram, 65-plus yards in Week 3, 5-plus receptions in all 3 games.
Get that ball to him quickly with the pressure in your face, and Ingram's able to turn it into a big gain.
Atlanta has to defend Travis Etienne out of the backfield as well, 50 yards receiving in Week 3, as well as 88 on the ground, 4.6 per run.
And straight ahead with the first down. Etienne inside the 40.
The Falcons' D gave up a 21-yard run to Jahmyr Gibbs last week, but otherwise held its own against Detroit's rush attack, holding them to 3.7 per.
See him right there, the opening. As soon as he saw that down block, bam! He just got up in there.
Gotta wake up bright and early for this one. 2-1 Falcons, 1-2 Jaguars. Take the comment section over, you know the drill. And a drill I'm supposed to get used to is telling you can watch live games on mobile, NFL RedZone, NFL Network, and more on NFL Plus. Now let's have our panel of 10's picks.